The Forum for African Women Educationalists, FAWE, has for the last 28 years existed to address the highlighted gender disparities in access, retention, participation, and transition in education for girls and women in sub-Saharan Africa. The Pan-African non-governmental organization is present in 33 African countries and is headquartered in Nairobi, Kenya. Through her inclusive, gender-responsive and game-changing models, FAWE has supported thousands of children and women to go through education to be self-reliant and productive members of their societies.
I am Simone de Kumamo from the Seychelles. I am a founding member of FAWE, Forum for African Women Educationalists, and currently the board chair of the organization. When I was the Minister for Education, this is when it all happened, that we created, together with other ministers for education, we created FAWE.
We started off in Manchester in 1990 when the World Bank invited all African ministers to a meeting. We found then that there were 40 ministers, of whom only 5 were women. The 2 points that came out of that meeting was that African ministers were not well coordinated. They didn't know what each other were doing. They didn't know what were the priorities for Africa. So one of the results of the Manchester meeting was the formation of the Association for Development of Education in Africa, which brings together all of the African ministers and the development agencies. We also decided we should find a way in which to ensure that research and development for girls and women's education could be properly done.
Nous nous sommes retrouvés pour la première fois 5 femmes ministres de l'éducation en Afrique. Et nous avons pensé que c'était le moment de partager notre vécu. Et nous avons fait le constat que pour certains, dans certains pays, les filles n'allaient pas du tout à l'école, contrairement au Gabon où l'école est obligatoire depuis 1966. L'État ne prenait pas en charge l'éducation des enfants. Il appartenait aux parents d'élèves de financer la scolarité de leurs enfants. Et dans le cas du Gabon, autant l'école était obligatoire, mais nous avons constaté un taux d'abandon très important, précisément lié aux causes économiques et aux grossesses précoces.
The thing that makes me so proud is that FAWE has just grown from strength to strength in becoming this well-known Pan-African organization now representing and promoting girls' education in Africa.
Vida Yabua would be proud of the fact that FAWE is still alive. First of all, first and foremost. Secondly, I think she would be very proud of FAWE for things like the centers of excellence that have been set up around the continent. She would be proud of the fact that FAWE is able to continue to convince donors of the validity and the importance of the passion that we have, of the needs that we have identified.
Je ressens de la fierté et le sentiment du devoir accompli. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, oui, les filles sont devenues ambitieuses, elles font des formations au leadership, elles aspirent à entrer dans les instances de décision. Et donc, c'est pour FAWE, ses fondatrices et les générations actuelles, une grande fierté et une grande responsabilité.
I think the main achievements of FAWE has been a huge increase in the enrollment of girls and women at primary, secondary, and tertiary level.
I and other boys who were included in the Drew inclusion policy are today agents of change and agents of substance in our societies and have enabled us to access other opportunities. I, being a lawyer, one of them.
Votre formation là a donné vraiment des fruits, même dans mon foyer en particulier. Avec la formation que je viens de suivre, j'ai eu des pistes de solutions, pas seulement pour les enfants que j'enseigne en tant que pédagogue, mais pour mon mariage aussi et pour comment aussi encadrer mes enfants. La formation ici des FAWE, vraiment ça a beaucoup contribué à ma vie dans mon foyer. Et avec mon mari maintenant, nous sommes contents.
When you see me standing here today, you should just know that your support to FAWE has made a difference. I'd like to request you to continue supporting FAWE financially and otherwise, to continue supporting, for FAWE to be able to continue supporting more girls and more children in Africa in order to be able to overcome some of the challenges that we face in Africa and especially poverty.
I think the issue of financing girls' education is very important. We need to look at how we provide for girls. The financing system in governments as well as in institutions should go into details so that we know exactly how the money is being spent, and we know whether the money is being spent to enable more girls and women to be educated, whilst at the same time ensuring that the education itself is of the highest quality and relevance.
I think that this is a time in which a lot of young people have lost faith in leadership. They are beginning to feel a little desperate about the fact that they don't seem able to count on leaders to get us out of the economic rut that we seem to have found ourselves in. If Vida Yeboah had been here, she would have been one of those who offer young people hope, because she was principled. She understood that she was a public servant and that public servants are exactly that, and that they have been honored with being given the positions that they've been given, and that they are at the service of their community, and she would have been an exemplary person for them to follow.
FAWE fête ses 30 ans. C'est un âge, j'allais dire, de maturité. Et le message que je peux adresser aux jeunes générations, c'est de leur demander de croire en leur talent. Les jeunes filles et les femmes doivent croire en leur talent pour développer notre pays, pour construire une Afrique qui gagne. Parce que lorsque nous regardons la population africaine, elle est composée quasiment de 52% de femmes. Donc les femmes constituent véritablement une force de production. Et c'est par l'école, par la formation, par le leadership qu'elles participeront de façon efficace à la construction de leur société. Et c'est à cela que je les invite.
My message is to the girls out there, keep that torch of light that these women at the time had set alight to create FAWE, to nurture FAWE, to have contributed to grow FAWE. Now keep this light alight, don't ever let it dim, because the scope is there. Through the organization, these women out there can grow and grow and do better. And we need this organization to be a voice to the girls out there. Those who have benefited, my appeal to them is, don't keep what you've received, what you've heard, what you've had to yourselves. Go out there and help others. We depend upon you to keep FAWE, the FAWE mission, the FAWE goals alive, and you have a duty to do it.